There we go. For some reason, I can't hear you, Todd.
Let's try that again. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Can you hear me now? Right? I sound like a cell phone commercial. Well, for everyone who has joined us tonight, we do want to welcome you to the Travorium corporate update call. This is the most important call that we do every single week. This is the call where you get all of the news, the announcements, the excitement, the promotions, the rank advancements, everything that's happening in our company. And there's so much happening in our company, it's hard to articulate. Incredible things that are happening. Of course, a lot of us just got back from the world tour. In fact, I got back at midnight last night, getting back from Cancun. We are going to have several people who were there at that particular event on the call tonight. So that's going to be incredible. But as we do every week, we'd like to cover all of the rank advancements first and foremost. This is to pay homage to all of you that have been out there taking the correct action steps. You're the ones that are making it happen, talking to the people, pressing the palms, doing the things you're supposed to be doing. And in the process, you're demonstrating to others that, hey, if I can do it, you can do it. You're demonstrating to others people are winning here. You're demonstrating to others that, yes, if you get 3, you can have your travel at no cost to you on an ongoing monthly basis. When you become a 1-star, you can be making $500 to $700 a month. You become a 2-star, you can be making a couple grand a month. You become a 3-star, you can be making $3,500 a month. You're demonstrating that people are winning. You're blazing that path, blazing that trail for others to follow. And so again, this is probably the most important thing we do every week. And so we always bring on the godfather of Trevorium, Mr. Mike Oliver, who's been here since the day the company was incepted. Even before the company existed, he was in the driveway with our CEO and founder, the owner, when he made the decision to start his own company. What an incredible moment that was over 10 years ago. But Mike is also the sponsor of our CEO and founder when he first got started in this industry way back when. So, Mike, without any further ado, we missed you in Cancun. Wish you could have been there.
Wow.
Absolutely incredible. Your kind of crowd, people having fun, people living life. It was amazing.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Todd. I wish I could have been there too. You know, you tell the story about me being David's first sponsor, and you know, I don't say this to embarrass our CEO, because he's such a great guy and he's done so much in this industry. But I can remember, and this should be a word of encouragement to the person that's just starting out in our industry for the very first time. I remember going to his house that night to do a meeting. I didn't even know him. I met him that night because his neighbor had sponsored him. His neighbor was in my group. And I remember meeting Mr. Hart. I call him Mr. Hart tonight. I called him David then when I met him. And I just told him real simply, all you have to do, he had about 6 couples in his home that night. And I said, all you need to do is introduce me. You tell them you're excited about this company that you're involved with, and that the gentleman that's going to be speaking tonight is a person that's helping you build your business. Subconsciously, we always want those new people to know that they're going to get help. And he said, I can't do that. And I said, really? Why not? And he says, I'm not going to be able to get up and say that in front of these people. And sure enough, it was somebody else that had to introduce me that night. But anyway, I only say that to say that David is now one who has spoken in front of 5,000, 10,000 people at a time, and in a stadium, and with no shyness whatsoever. Very boldly he's done that. But he had to make that journey. And if you're just starting out in Travorium here just recently, you're going to have to make the journey too. We all have to make the journey. We all have to reach up with one hand and reach down with another. And Mr. Hart was willing to do that. Excuse me. So anyway, I just say that as a word of encouragement to everybody that's new to Travorium and you're just getting started. So it is an exciting time. Each week we celebrate success, celebrate people that are moving on in the business. And the first rank here at Travorium is what's called a director. And Todd, because of course we're starting the month of October, I always like to look back and summarize the previous month. In September, we had 112 new directors. Now, if you're new, you might be saying, well, Mike, what's a director? All you did to become a director is you went out and found 3 people that wanted to travel and use our fantastic product, our travel membership, or you got three people that wanted to join you in business and had a dream and wanted to create a great income for their families. And so three either customers or three business partners, and you are a director, and you're making now a monthly income that sets your business expense aside. So you're making as much as your business expense cost you each month. So and I've never seen any other company like this where you can eliminate that business expense so quickly with just three people. I mean, my experience, it's always been, a lot of people before you can eliminate that monthly business expense. And I know, Todd, that you could probably say the same thing better than me. But anyway, we had 112 new directors in September. These here new directors here represent this here just first few days in the month of October. So the next rank here at Trevorium is what's called a one-star director. And again, we're summarizing September's month. We had 22 new one-star directors in September. And I'm just going to go ahead and read their names. We had Cecilia Becerri, Emma Jameson, Cassandra Limery, Guillermo Sanchez, Karina Vogue, Laureen Verne, Lanier F. Treviso, Harry Clarice, Carlita Rogers, Anna Kofard, Yana Leek, Lizeth Barrios, Austin Zilan, Vitali Kosher, Michelle Campbell, Lucy Bricout. Let me move this here over to here. Leader Antonio Sena, Nadej Basson, Angela Waller, Melba Yvonne Castillo, Alita and David Gregg, and Mary Santana. Now, I'd like to just focus on those last two people, because if you really get after it, if you really have a dream and you put action to your talk, then you can become two different ranks in 1 month. Alita and David Gregg right here, and Mary Santana moved on to the two-star rank advancement, two-star director rank advancement in the same month. And so congratulations. Now, let me just say one other thing about one-star directors. One-star directors are making between $400 to $700 a month, depending on if they take advantage of all the bonuses that are available at that rank. They're making between $7,000 and $8,500 extra a year, besides, of course, their regular job income. So congratulations to our 22 new one-stars in September. And the next rank advancement here, like I said, is what's called a two-star director. Now, we had 3 new two-star directors in September. And if you look, there's Alita and David Gregg right there in the middle, and Mary Santana. They were one-stars in the same month. So they had some momentum going, and they just started, kicking rear end and just started growing like crazy. And that's the easiest way to do it. And then, of course, we had Sulamita Zilan, who became a two-star director. Now, at the two-star level, you're making between $24,000 to $34,000 extra a year. So this is pretty exciting time right here. You're also going to win one of these custom-made two-star director rings. So I'm going to email you. I'm going to get your ring finger size, and we're going to order a beautiful ring to fit especially your finger. And it's awesome. There's Todd's right there. Look at that. He's got it in its case. It is beautiful. Mr. Hart actually created the design on this ring. So fantastic. Thank you, Todd. Okay, after the two-star director level, you become what's called a three-star director. And we had three stars in the month of September. Now, at the three-star level, you're making between $30,000 to $40,000 in residual income alone. Now, if you build with what's called the Travorium travel pack, you can actually double and maybe even triple that income building with the right product. Okay, you're also going to get a lifestyle bonus here of $300 a month to do with what you want. Some people go out and buy a car, or they lease a car. Some people add it onto the mortgage payment. Some people put one of their children in private schooling. Anyway, we had 3 new 3-stars that we'd like to celebrate. Adeline Martell, congratulations, Adeline. Cynthia Sly. Cynthia, I'm sure, will be a 4-star here very shortly. And Tatiana Zilan, who I'm sure will be a 4-star too. And Adeline, I'm sorry, but I'm sure you'll be a 4-star real soon too. Anyway, congratulations to all 3 of you ladies, and the just fantastic businesses you are building. Thank you also for the leadership that you provide here at Trevorium and for your own personal groups. And so these ladies are building legendary businesses. And we had one other very important rank that we want to celebrate. There is a 4-star. We didn't have any 4-stars. We did have some people though that went directly to ambassador, and that was Malene Fornell. Now this is a 6-figure income, ladies and gentlemen, at the ambassador level. Plus, there's all kinds of other bonuses that take place. There's an ambassador pool that our ambassadors share in. There's the Louis Vuitton experience that Mr. Hart takes people on in France each year. It's just an unbelievable lifestyle that you have at this level right here. And so congratulations to Malene Fornell for obtaining the ambassador rank during the month of September. We salute you, ma'am. We applaud your success. And we know that your family's excited, and we are too. So anyway, it was an exciting September, Todd. And you know, one of the other things I like about a lot of these people that are moving on is, man, they're proving to be great examples to their group. One of the worst things you can do is if you obtain like 1 or 2-star level here at Travorium is to stay at that level, because your group needs you to show them the way. You got to keep moving on. You got to show them. We have a saying in this business. It's called showing them your taillights. And it does something magical. It creates momentum when the people in your group see that you are moving on one way or the other. You're going to move forward. And all of a sudden, you're going to find out that that's a very magnetic pull, and they want to be part of your success, and they start doing the same thing that you're doing. So anyway, just a few words of things that I remember from building in the industry.
You know, Mike, it really is a monkey see, monkey do business, meaning that people don't do what you say, they do what they see you doing.
Yes.
And so if they see you sponsoring, if they see you growing, if they see you doing the correct action steps, well, then that's what they do. And the moment you get to a certain rank, and this happens to lots of people, present company included, you get to a certain rank, and then sometimes you start to like, you know, I got a great check coming in, the team's growing, you know what I mean? You start to rest on your laurels.
Yeah.
And before long, you know, hey, Todd, what are you doing, man? I'm just hanging out by the pool, man. Not doing anything. How you, I mean, so for long, they're like, hey, I think I'll go hang out by the pool too. And next thing you know, everyone's hanging out by the pool and no one's doing anything. So it really is a monkey see, monkey do business. And if you stop, then your team stops. I mean, this is as John Maxwell says, a leader's someone who knows the way, shows the way and goes the way, right? And so, you know, you got to become the living example. You know, they have another expression, leader of one, leader of many. If you can't lead one, you can't lead any. And so you first and foremost start by leading yourself, right? Are you doing the correct things every single day? That's the most important thing, is every day to tune up the model that you want other people to copy. Another way of saying, hey, if everyone on your team did what you did today, would that grow your business? That's a tough question, right? Like, whoa, I hope people did more than I did today. No, that's not how you're going to grow your business. The question is everyone on my team did what I did today, would that grow my business? And you always want that answer to be yes. I pray that everyone on my team did what I did today, right? I pray that everyone did some personal development, 10 to 15 pages of a good book, 15 minutes of positive audio. Why do you have to do that every day? I don't know. Why do you have to brush your teeth every day? Because I eat food and they get dirty? Why do you got to take a shower every day? Because I go outside and I get dirty? Right. There's so much negativity in the world, constant bombardment of negativity. If you turn on the news, which I'm going to ask you not to turn on the news, they don't know why they call it the news. They should call it the bad news. And in the bad news, they don't run all the positive stories. They don't run stories about people that just open up orphanages, people that just open up businesses that are succeeding wildly. They don't run stories about someone that just had their first child, all the great things. No, they run the stories about the hurricane wiped everybody out. Here's a town that totally flooded. They lost everything. Stay tuned for more. I mean, it's the negative, bad news, right? And so, it's all that negativity. You talk to people, negativity. And so you always have to go back every day. People worry about the thief in the alley after their wallet. I mean, what do you got in there? $60? Who cares? You need to worry about the thief in your mind after your promise, the one that's going to steal your joy, the one that's going to steal your opportunity, the one that's going to talk you out of doing the correct action steps, talk you out of staying the course, the one's going to get you to quit 3 feet from gold. That's the one you got to worry about. Don't worry about the thief in the alley. He could take my wallet. Here, take my $60. He might even need it more than I do. Here, go take it. Worry about the thief in your mind, right? The great they call the devil the great accuser, right? He's the one that's always trying to convince you can't do something, you can't do this, you can't do that. And there's a whole lot of people out there trying to do the exact same thing. So every day, 10 to 15 pages of a good book to reprogram the mind. Every day, you should be talking to 3 to 5 brand new people. And when you're taking the correct action steps every single day, working on that perfect model for others to copy, for others to emulate, your business will in fact grow. And if your business is not growing, then we need to tweak the model.
That's right, man. Amen.
Amen.
Woo! I feel like I've just been to church again.
Well, Mikey, thank you for coming on as you do every single week and doing the rank advancements and all that kind of stuff. And again, we missed you, buddy. So wish we could have had you in Cancun. It was great having you there in Paris when we were in Paris last month. But as we were in Cancun, we were throwing the football around, man. We was there with Bill and Ryan. It would be great if Mikey O was here.
You guys are building relationships that are going to be there for the rest of your lives, And I look down here, I see Nina's on the call. That's exciting.
In fact, let's bring her on real quick. Miss Nina, I want you, if you can turn your camera on, because you're talking about relationships. In fact, she sent me today. We've known Nina now for, I think, my gosh, it's 2007, something like that, somewhere in that neighborhood. And of course, obviously, we met Nina, and of course, she was great friends with Hollywood, who's our eternal brother. He's up now with our Heavenly Father, but Hollywood passed on a couple of years ago, but he still lives in our hearts every single day. So Nina, you just have to click on unmute or your camera. I'm going to try to help you real quick. I'm going to click on.
Thanks. I clicked on unmute. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Now you can just turn on your camera too. Just click on the camera thing.
I clicked on my camera, but is it inside here?
Yeah, it's down.
It's inside Zoom?
Yeah, it says like turn on video.
Okay, hold on. Let me find it. Sorry.
Hey, Todd, can you send Mrs. Hart the link?
I'm going to do that right this. I just saw that.
Thank you.
So she just sent me this picture today. This is from way back when.
Wow.
That's me, Nina, and Hollywood. Hey, Miss Nina.
Hi.
By the way, it seems like I saw you laying in that same position next to the pool all week long, right? I mean, maybe you might be in a different place, but you're in the same position, right?
Yeah, what's not to change?
By the way, it was incredible having you on that was your second world tour.
Yes.
So if you don't mind, kind of quickly tell everybody about your first world tour and then tell everybody about the world tour we just got off of.
Oh, sure. No problem. So the first world tour was in San Francisco, and I was just checking out the product. My daughter had moved up there. So I thought I'll do the world tour, and it was fabulous. It was a wonderful location right in the middle of Union Square, walking distance to everything. Went to a Giants game, went to the wharf. I had fabulous meals, and I couldn't get over what the room was like and how much we paid. It was unbelievable. It's like $199, I think, for 5 days and 4 nights.
Yeah. Anybody, and for those of you who may not be familiar with San Francisco, this is like some of the most expensive real estate in the world. If you make $150,000 a year in San Francisco, you are flat broke. You are going to need a roommate to help pay for any kind of property. I mean, it's very, very expensive. So for anyone to go there, and you guys were at a Marriott, Hyatt, where were we at?
It was a Hyatt.
Hyatt. And to go there and be at the Hyatt, one of the nicest hotels in the world for $199 for 5 days. I mean, these rooms can go for $500 a night. So that's pretty incredible.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember how much excited you were being up there with your kids. And
then,
of course, this time you went with your other kids, me and Ryan. Well, we act like kids. But again, kind of if you would depict the world tour in Cancun. Oh, there we go. There it is.
It was unfreaking believable. It was absolutely amazing. I didn't know what to expect. I had no expectations, but if I had, everything would have been met. It was absolutely incredible. The property was pristine. It was beautiful. There were lots of things to do, different activities, tours that you could go on, free tours. It was all inclusive. So the drinks and the food was, was free, and you had choices beyond choices. You had restaurant choices or buffet choices, and it was really, really incredible. But I think the most incredible thing is my takeaway is the fact that I had a little situation, and a Trevorium family member whom I didn't even know, this person in Travorium, helped me get to the airport. when I had a little issue not getting to the airport on time. And I had only met her briefly, but she knew I was in Travorium, and she took me under her wing and said, come on, let's go. She, along with my cousin Ashley, who was traveling with me. And it was really quite a blessing just to see all of the Trevorium family that I met. And now these are people that I'm going to be knowing for the rest of my life, like Mikey O said.
You know, Nina, I think that I have struggled and struggled and struggled to articulate the point that you're making right now. It's the hardest thing to depict, meaning that, yes, we're at this resort, it's 5-star. Yes, it's on the ocean. Yes, we're oceanfront. Yes, there's tons of restaurants, from the Brazilian steakhouse to the regular steakhouse to the French restaurant to the Mexican restaurant to the Japanese steakhouse, right? There's all of the drinks. There's multiple pools. It's immaculate. It's pristine. It's wonderful. Yes, we're there for virtually nothing. And in spite of all of that, when people leave, it's always like, oh my gosh, I've just met people from all over the world that I'm going to be friends with for the rest of my life. These are people that'll take me to the airport. These are people that if I were land in the Canary Islands, Adriana's going to be at the airport saying, welcome to my country. These are people that if I land in Madrid, they're going to be, I mean, these, like, it is so incredibly to be connected with like-minded people. So it's not just about a place. It's not just about a price. It's not just about going there and having a great time. It's about creating connections that transcend continents and memories that will last a lifetime. And it's hard to fully articulate that. But again, I know this is your first big world tour where there's a lot of people there. And it's interesting that's the first thing you came up with, because I bring that up time and time and time again. And this extended family that you now have, this extended group of people that now care about you, and how many people in the world are looking for people that they're just looking for some companionship, looking for some fellowship, right, looking for the people that, man, if I have a good day or a bad day, somebody to talk to, somebody to celebrate with me, or somebody to, man, dude, that really sucks. Let's get together and mourn together for a moment, right? Maybe we'll have some kind of a beverage or something. I mean, again, millions of people are craving that, and all they got to do is join Travorium, and they can travel and have a good time. You know, another funny thing too, Nina, is that I was on the phone with someone today that, in fact, it was Lee Dean. You guys both know Lee. Lee was talking about how they have proven, or he was talking about Scott Tomer, by the way, and he was giving all these studies about health that, for people who travel on a regular basis, how it's so much healthier for your mental and physical and all this other kind of things. And I replied, I go, hey, I can unequivocally validate that scientifically, because I can tell you that we spent a lot of time at the swim up bar, a lot of time. And I never once heard anybody talk about back pain, headaches, arthritis. None of it ever came up. All I heard was shot. So people unequivocally healed at the swim up bar. And so
that's true.
I'm partially joking, but it's also true.
Yeah.
Didn't hear anybody complaining at the swim up bar. Everyone felt great. So Nina, by the way, one thing I want you to talk about, because you invited your cousin Ashley. And so she was not a part of the company when she came.
No. And I never talked to her about the business at all or anything. It was basically, and for me as well, I was looking for a partner to go with me. It's the end of the year. Most people have already gone back to work. Nobody's got vacation time left. But I took a chance, and I asked my cousin, my delightful cousin, and she said, sure, I will. She happens to work for UPS, pretty high up in the company. And she said she had some vacation time coming before, holiday time. So we just took a chance and took our trip. And I said, hey, you might want to come with me over to this little meeting that we're going to have and just kind of get a broader idea of what's going on. She loved it. Absolutely loved it. So what's not to love is basically what happened.
Yeah, in fact, we call, for those of you that have been in the company, we call this the Mahmuda technique, Mahmuda Hill. Everyone calls her Moo. She just took people on vacation with her. I mean, that's all she did. Hey, I'm going to Cancun. You want to come? And everyone that ever went, usually like, you got to be kidding me. You're at this place for what? $299? Are you serious? And every one of them signed up. And I made the point, I had a call today earlier with our team that speaks predominantly Russian. And I said, guys, put the compensation plan to the side for a moment. Forget about making money.
Yeah.
If all you ever did was invite a few people on vacation with you, and that is the 100% guaranteed way you're going to get through. Okay. Every one of you could do it, and it's a guaranteed way you're going to get your 3. So if that's all you ever did, and even if it took you a year and a half, 2 years, but at that moment, you have your 3, you basically have virtually free vacations for life at this moment, as long as your 3 stay active. Your points cost you nothing. You trade those points in for trips that virtually cost you nothing. If that's all this ever was, how many hundreds of millions of people would bend over backwards to have virtually free vacations for life? If that's all it ever was, it would be enough. And it shows you just how powerful this concept is. Forget about going 1-star, 2-star, and ambassadors and shopping at Louis Vuitton. I mean, put all that to the side. Just to have the vacations would be just absolutely incredible. So congratulations, Ashley. Welcome aboard. Welcome to our family. Nina, it was so incredible to see you there. Thank you for coming on tonight. And of course, you got this guy here on the phone, your sponsor, Mr. Ryan Vanderpool. And so, Ryan, since you're here, you went on this trip 1 year ago. In fact, some interesting symmetry because, in fact, I won't go there on a public call, but I know that Ashley was pretty excited. But you went on this trip a year ago, and that was the aha moment for you.
Mhm.
And you came back and said, you know what, I'm going to build this thing. And then, of course, 8 months later, you became an ambassador. And so kind of some of your thoughts.
Well, number one, it's always great to come to these events and see all the people, and including Sherry. She's kind of our surrogate best buddy now. You know what I mean? Out by the pool, hanging out. It's just amazing what happens. Sorry, Butters is going to make a move right now on me.
Can't do Zoom without the cat. You got to have the cat. The cat wants to be a part of it.
So anyways, yeah, just incredible. But the Mamuda effect was in full effect this weekend. And it's just an amazing story. So we'll talk about that. But a year ago, Cancun changed my life. It truly changed my thought process. It changed my movements. It changed everything about what was going to happen with myself and Travorium. And it was based off of going to an event and knowing people, but never meeting people. You know what I mean? Knowing names, recognizing names, talking to you, being in on some calls, even being on a call like this and kind of telling a little bit of my story, my background, and the factor that I work, 65, 70 hours a week, and I have no time to do this, but I do love to travel, which then converted from loving to do travel to I'll figure out time, because I know this is my way out of what we call the corporate world. And that's what happened. I went on the trip. I met so many people. It was kind of funny. We were talking about my anniversary of my life being changed. And that's really what it was. It was my aha moment that I'll never forget as long as I live, because it gave me the ability to get my life back again, to give me the time freedom to get my life back again. So here we are again a year later, and the effect happened as fast as we brought guests, because we not only brought, Nina not only brought a guest, but we brought a guest as well. And Casey had an extra guest. So obviously he decided to bring Kelly, who didn't really know much about the company, knew that I was in a travel company, knew that we were doing pretty darn good, saw the pictures from Paris, France, and Louis Vuitton and the Eiffel Tower and the Arc de Trump and everything else that we did, all the beautiful churches. So yeah, it was one of those things. She knew about it, but she really didn't know about it. And it's interesting because I've got a new catchphrase on this thing, and it's not enough to know about Trevorium. You have to experience Trevorium.
Nice.
And the minute you experience Trevorium, the product, the travel, and the people, because the people are make it what it is. It's one thing to go on a trip. That's incredible. That's great. The prices, they're incredible. They're great. But when you get there and you're embraced by beautiful people, loving people who don't know you from Adam, all they know is if you're a part of Trevorium, you're a part of our family. That's what makes this company something that no other company in the world has. And so it's the love, it's the partnership, it's the chance to be free, it's the chance to go do things that you might never experience in your life, but to be able to do it with a bunch of people, it's the magic of all of this. And of course, Kelly signed up Saturday night as well.
By the way, obviously incredible to have Kelly come on board. I mean, she's just amazing. She's a top realtor in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Mhm.
Obviously, a lot of energy, a lot of personality, and loves to travel, loves life, and I mean, going to fit in with everybody here. And by the way, Ryan, obviously for you, I mean, not only did you become an ambassador, but even obviously some of that time freedom even manifested itself this very day today for you in gaining 3 hours of your life back every single day. And so obviously it's a journey. It's been
Yes.
a year, but I mean, it's a journey that anybody could take, and slowly but surely you can buy your life back.
Absolutely. It's an amazing, it's a great story. And you and myself and David have had conversations. Bill Fox have had conversations. I brought a lot of people into my life to have the conversations about, I'm ready to make a change. I'm ready to gain back 2.5, 3 hours of my life every single day. And interesting enough, Trey said the same thing to me. I understand, Ryan. You're going to gain back close to 15, 18 hours of your life back every week. And I understand that, Ryan. I understand it. I understand it. And
Yeah.
so we have now made a move, and I am back in Temecula, Murrieta, California, opening up my time. Just
Yeah,
open
we're
more of
speaking
it.
kind of cryptically here for everybody, but for everybody, Ryan, you have to drive 3 hours a day, hour and a half to work, hour and a half home from work, 3 hours a day, 6 days a week. That's 18 hours a week just on the road, just to get to work. But hey, that's what paid the bills. Well, because now he's an ambassador, that allowed him to say, you know what, I don't have to have that job. I can have one here locally. Yeah, maybe not as lucrative. It could be, may not be, we'll see. But it doesn't matter if it is, because now that I got Trevorium, I got that income. It doesn't have to be. I just regained 18 hours of my life. And, for all of you out there, if you don't know this already, you can make $1 million, lose $1 million, then go make the $1 million back. But if you lose a decade, you can't get your decade back. Time is more valuable than money. And the older you get, the more you begin to realize just how precious time is. And speaking of how precious time is for somebody who is getting older, right? Not that he's old, but he's getting older. That is our friend, Pastor Mel. He had a birthday on the very day we did the training in Cancun. And so we all actually took a moment to sing happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Pastor Mel. Happy birthday to you, my friend.
You guys are barbershop quality, man.
At least in our own
I think what he's
ears,
trying
right?
to say is it's a good thing we do this.
Yeah. Reminds me of the old quartets. We just need 2 more. But
That's
I'm
right.
excited, man. Love you guys. Had an amazing time there in Cancun. I was sharing early in the day that, really the opportunity we have in front of us is making treasures through travel. And when you really quantify it, or qualify it, I should say, 2 types of treasures that are being made. My 55th birthday was special. Now, the only bad part is I told my wife I was broke down and sad that she wasn't there, of course. But I was able to take a good friend of mine. We've known each other for 10 years. We don't see each other all the time. He's a fellow pastor, Dr. Kanuthia. He's from Kenya. Outstanding young man. And to see him enjoy himself the way he did, to see the stress come off of him, and then to go get in those saunas. That was my first time in a sauna. I had never been in a sauna, never been in a steam room, anything like that. I didn't go in the tan room. I skipped that part. But I went in every room that I could. And we got in all the water, the hot, the cold, the whole 9 yards. And man, we were like teenage boys. There's only been 2 occasions in all of my life that I remember spending time one-on-one with a fellow brother like that for a period of time. Because ladies do that all the time, but guys don't. And we roomed it up. So we had it was just awesome. So I told him, I said, man, let me tell you something. My 2 birthdays that will always stand out. My 50th birthday was just, wonderful. But this, I said, would have to be second to that. That's out of all my birthdays, it was just super amazing. And that's what this thing does. It travel makes treasures. And the first treasure is everything that you guys have been talking about, the experiences that you can't put money on. They're priceless. you'll take those things to the grave, and I'm quite sure we'll pass those stories on, and they'll continue to go to another level. So I'm so excited. We typically, Kendra and I, we're doing about 3 getaways a year. That's been our average, but she's about a year and a half max to closing out her educational career as an administrator. And once I cross the ambassador line, which I'm going to put more effort on that, and I'm excited about that, I'm going to work to get her out of there sooner. So we want the lifestyle that you guys have, where we can not just do it 3 times a year, but maybe 3 times a month. No, I'm just kidding. I know I wouldn't do that, because I mean, what I do as a pastor, that's my primary. I don't want to be far removed, but I do want to be able to show other people how to do it. And that's the other side of the treasure. First treasure are the memories, but the second treasure that we're making, Coach, the money that, again, residual income that can get someone out of their retirement or get someone to their retirement earlier, supplement or replace their income altogether. I mean, we've been able to take our daughter through college because of this. We've been able to go to places that we've been. We've been able to give a whole lot more to our ministry and other ministries as well, especially orphan care and things that we're very passionate about. So the treasures that are being created because of this travel experience with Travorium, man, I can't say enough about it. So I'm just grateful. We're just getting started. Coach D, she knows how I feel about it. I always tell her till the wheels fall off. And I mean that. And I want to appreciate her leadership for what she's brought to the table for everybody, not just me, but for everybody, you know, and all you guys, Coach Darrell and Maria, Coach Ryan, all you guys. I mean, I'm very honored just to know you guys and to be locking arms.
And well, for those of you who don't know, Pastor Mel is one of the greatest guys on the entire planet, one of the greatest people you're ever going to meet. And obviously getting to travel the world with you and see you on world tour after world tour after world tour. And I know down deep, I mean, I know unequivocally you missed Kendra not being there. Yes. But man, I remember walking past you. I saw you at the steakhouse and I didn't see no tears, man. Anyway, no, obviously amazing time. And just getting to know you and spend time with you and know that we're going to be traveling, knowing that you are going to be an ambassador here shortly. Absolutely. And you're going to be able to bring Kendra home the way I brought Gina home, the way, Ryan just bought 3 hours a day, 18 hours a week of his life back. I mean, those are not little things, especially, Ryan, who just turned 60. I mean, he's like, hey, I mean, you turn 60, you start thinking about, hey, what do I got left and how much meaningful time, with good health and those kind of things. Right. And so 18 hours a week, that's not a little thing anymore. Right. No, that's a big thing. And again, guys, there's tens of millions of people out there, and we are looking for people who are looking. That's the one thing that everyone has in common. And I told some stories about some of the most recent people I signed up, and every one of them, they had one thing in common. It wasn't whether they were male or female or went to this school or that school or spoke this religion or spoke that religion or went to this church or that church. The one thing they all had in common, they were looking for a change. Yeah. They were looking to change their life. They were open for something new. And that is what you're looking for. You're looking for those people who are looking. And there's a lot of people who might say no, but what they're really saying is not now. And what they're saying is that I'm just not ready yet. Doesn't mean they're not ready. It means they're not ready yet. Danny Segwin was here a year before he did anything. Cynthia Sly here 2 years before she ever did anything. Ryan Vanderpool here over a year before he ever did anything. Lots of people will look at the company for a couple of years before they ever join. And so the key is you got to be that person that you're here long enough that when those things do happen, you're here to get the benefit. Because there's countless people that they were here, they quit. And now if they only knew they got a team of, 9,000 people down one leg, like, oh my gosh, I had it. All I had to do was not quit.
Yeah, right.
All I had to do was not quit. And so that story's told too many times. By the way, speaking of Coach D, we do have Ambassador Deborah Taylor here. She was with us there in Cancun. I believe she's still in Cancun. In fact, when I talked to her moments ago, she was at the sushi restaurant. We have you, Deborah?
It says that I've been disabled as far as opening my camera.
Yeah, try that again right now. I didn't click on the right button. There we go. There you
All
are.
right. Well, hey, I just wanted to say hey, and we're still in Cancun. I am sitting out here. We're getting ready to do karaoke. I don't know if y'all can see. Oh, here it is.
There it is.
Okay.
Wow, look at that.
So that's my grandbaby right there.
Hi.
And we're out here in the plaza. So if they start singing, and then they have like lots of bars and restaurants. I just had my first experience eating sushi. My granddaughter and my daughter and my son love sushi, and so I had my first experience. Of course, I didn't eat the raw, and we're still here in Cancun. We decided that we would do two parts to our trip. So we spent the time at the world tour, and it was just absolutely amazing. And now we're at a resort. See, that Kyle was just here under that plan, but I decided to go ahead and get the penthouse. And so I have a butler, I have a concierge. The butler brought me champagne and cheese and fruit last night. And they've been serving me all day, and me and my children. My kids are probably going to get used to this. We have a big whirlpool and tub, spa, a rooftop spa. It is just absolutely amazing here at that level. It's the epic level. And I wouldn't have been able to do this without Travorium. It's actually, today is my wedding anniversary. It would have been in my 48th year of being with my husband. And his birthday is in 2 days. Happy birthday, Todd. Happy birthday. Y'all share the same birthday. And I was privileged to share Mel's birthday with him. And so that was just amazing. And so, I was glad to celebrate with Ryan, who told me he was coming after me. And he did. And so it was just everything was just good. But I just wanted to kind of show off the little plaza area and just say congratulations to everyone. Shout out to my girl, Cynthia. I know that she will be with. We had her on the call last night along with her team, part of her team. We call her Pinky, and her husband. And we had them on there, and we know Pinky said that Cynthia and she will be ambassador by November. So we're gonna hold her to that. Cynthia said Christmas. Pinky said, no, we're gonna run this thing in November. So I'm waiting, and I'm excited for that to happen. I'm excited for what Mel's getting ready to be pushed into ambassador. And so we are just excited about all of the rank ups and the things that the people are doing. So I'm glad I got the opportunity to be here, because you know that little card Cynthia talked about, the Visa card that we get, it paid for all of this. It paid for all of this. And it's nothing like it's 4 generations. It's myself, my daughter, my granddaughter, and my great-granddaughter. And my great-granddaughter is the heiress. She's one of 2. My granddaughter, that's 5, and she's 4. She is the heiress to the Travorium platform, a business platform that my husband has left. And so by the time she turns 18, 14 years ago, can you imagine what Travorium will be in 14 years? Oh my God. And so that's why I started calling them heiress. They're going to be heiress to the Travorium fortune. So I would just say, God bless you. Have a fantastic and amazing night. And we're going to continue our celebration. And thank you, Todd, for giving me these few minutes.
Hey, your great granddaughter is adorable too. She's an absolute people magnet. We were sitting there at the table, and next thing I know, there were like half the staff was over there. I mean, she's so incredible. Anyway, enjoy the karaoke, enjoy the sushi. It was so incredible to spend time with you, Ambassador Deborah Taylor. Again, for those of you that can't tell, I mean, these trips that we go on are epic. You guys are building points, and as you build those points, you'll be on those trips in the future as we help you rank advance. And again, it takes different people, different lengths of time. I cannot emphasize enough. Danny was here a year as a customer before he ever signed anybody up. Our CEO and founder, Mr. David Hart, when he first got started in networking, you heard Mike Oliver begin to describe that story, that he wouldn't even get up and say, hey, this is Mike Oliver. He's going to speak here tonight. I mean, I'm not doing that, right? I mean, and he was with that company 3 years, never signed up anybody. I have had countless people on here as a guest, like Nina. She was a guest tonight, right? I've had countless people over the last 10 years on as guests. I have never, ever had anybody be as bad as I was the first time I was a guest. I mean, I stuttered, I stammered. And the only good thing I had going for me was the company was desperate enough. They invited me back. And so I got another chance. And I just gotta, you gotta be, before you can be great, you gotta be good. And before you can be good, you gotta be bad. And before you can be bad, you have to begin. And so everybody has that first beginning, has that first moment. And everybody starts in the exact same place. And what I want to do real quick is I want to take this to my partner out in Las Vegas, Nevada, Mr. Daryl Roberts, a gentleman who's been in the space now for over 30 plus years, somebody who trains with us every single Saturday, every single Monday. You guys have no idea how lucky we are to have someone of his caliber bringing the level of trainings that they bring. They showed a brand new video just this past Saturday. It was a little teaser video about, the upcoming travel. But that little teaser video got a gentleman named Gary, who I talked to earlier today, who's going to probably come in here and become an ambassador in no time at all. That got him excited and said, hey, man, Daryl, let's do this thing again. So you just never know which video it's going to be, which training it's going to be, but it all accumulates. You got to be on the training call every Saturday, be on the corporate update call every Monday. You're reading 10 pages of a good book, 15 minutes of audio, talking to 3 to 5 people every day, doing that consistently over and over and over again. And understand that consistent activity, let's say that one more time, consistent activity does not produce consistent results, but it always produces success. So again, consistent activity does not produce consistent results, but it always produces success. Meaning you could be out there swinging the bat, no results. But if you keep swinging the bat, success will ensue. That is a universal law, a universal principle. You can only plant seeds for so long before something is going to germinate. I don't care how bad of a gardener you are. I don't care how bad the drought is. If you keep planting seeds, something is going to germinate. But without any further ado, Mr. Dale Roberts, I throw this over to you.
Well, thank you very much, Todd. I want to say congratulations to everybody. We're actually in San Diego right now with the grandkids and my daughter, Asia. And we were talking about you today. Back when Asia was, months old, Todd actually held her up on stage in front of thousands of people. As when Todd first got a chance to meet Maria and myself. And I think we were in Kansas City or somewhere back to Topeka, Kansas, somewhere.
Okay.
And Asia's with us right now. She's 23. So we had some fun talking about that.
Hi, Asia.
She's in the background over there, but she said, because mom asked her, she said, well, did I cry? And she said, no, Tom must be a good guy then. So that was kind of fun. But again, just a shout out to Mel Keys. And man, you're just a special guy. There's no question about it. And you're going to get your due with this company. And the way you're going to do it is what you continue to do is helping so many other people get what they want. So, I mean, you're just an amazing guy. There's not many people like you in the world. So we're just happy to have you as part of this company and part of the leadership as well. I just want to thank a couple of people tonight, Todd, because everybody said everything that needed to be said tonight. Gary Thompson was a guy you and I spoke to today that's just made a big commitment to go to ambassador out here. Todd and I were on phone calls today. We're on Zooms today. And guys, yes, I can do this on my own. I can do it with Maria to do the calls and do the Zooms and all of that. But when you have partners in leadership and folk that know what to do, what to say and how to say it, and you team up with those people, it makes everything so much easier. So again, just want to encourage those of you out there right now that if you're not doing three-way conference calls and continuing to strive to get better at that, you're missing out on a huge component of your business. And if you're doing conference calls and just with one person, you want to add 2 or 3 or 4, because these stories people are telling, I would find out who these folks are that get on these calls and tell their amazing stories. And I'd get to know who they are. I'd get their phone numbers because I want them to tell their stories to my people. And when that happens, it just helps your business grow. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Dean Harvey, who's in Vegas. And this has got to be the 4th time this has happened, Todd. And I even knew they were coming this time because there's a huge insurance group going to be out there with Fred Hillary and his not insurance, but tax company. Jackson Hewitt, and he's going to be showing and talking about our business. He did an amazing story this past week. We were on with Fred Hillary, had a group of people on, and we did a Zoom. And at the end, Fred showed how much Jackson Hewitt got the rooms for, and then he showed what the price that he got in our back office. He said, let me just check our back office. And guys, we were a couple $100 less. I forget the numbers, but it was a couple $100 less than what Jackson Hewitt got for a group out here in Vegas coming up. So just truly amazing. So Fred is on the move, making some major things happen. A big shout out to Coach Wright. We did a Zoom with his team this week, and there's a barber out here. I forget his name. Please forgive me. Maria, do you remember? It might be James Anderson. And for years, Todd, for about a year and a half, James has been using our service, traveling all over the world, unbeknownst to everybody, been to Paris, not with the team or just on his own, and other parts of the world, other parts of the country, having the time of his life. And James Wright, as I call him, Coach Wright, kept asking him, hey, get 3. Yours is free. Oh, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. So he pushed him so much that he finally got him to go out and get his 3. And he got 3 new platinum reps within a week. Within a week. Say it again. Anderson Harris. So thanks, James, just contacted right there. So I got to give a big shout out to Coach Wright. I mean, he's just doing a bang up job out there, and he includes Marie and I. You guys are going to be hearing this guy as a major player in this company as well. So Todd, again, that's all I can say tonight, man. We have the best company out there, the best compensation plan out there. I do want to say something about Jeff Miner as well. Jeff texted me again. Todd and I were on a Zoom today with one of Jeff's guys that could literally be the number 1 guy in the company. That's the potential of the Zoom that we had here today. And Jeff sent me a text and he just said, Daryl, I am so thankful that I stayed the course and I didn't quit. This is about to pay off big, which means that he could have quit many, many times because we had several conversations. Todd, he would call you up and say, Todd, what am I doing wrong? Daryl, what am I doing wrong? And, I'm talking to a bunch of people, nobody's jumping in and this and that. And so he was just so blown away after the call we did last week and the Zoom that we did today here. He said, I'm just glad I didn't quit. This is about to pay off big. And that was one of the themes of tonight's call here in Zoom. Todd talked about people just quit too early, and that's one of the biggest challenges that's out there. So if I can encourage you in closing out here is don't quit. Rest if you must, but just don't quit. Guys, we have something very huge here, something that is going to change the lives of so many people. And all you have to do is do the simple things over and over and over again, those right activities that we talk about every single Saturday, and your turn will come. Some of your turns will come in 2 or 3 people. Some of your turns will come in maybe 500 to 1,000 people, but I can guarantee it will come as long as you're doing the activities that we talk about. Greatest company out there. I thank God every day. The guy that just came on there, Mr. David Hart, for giving us an opportunity, a legacy company, because this is the first legacy company that I've been involved with in 34 years. And it was because of Mr. David Hart and Adela Hart. So I can't say anything else other than I'm happy, I'm excited, and I'm glad to be a part of the hierarchy or the leadership helping this company move forward. And guys, we're going to continue to do our part. And Todd, you are one of the very best that I've met in 30 plus years, man. It is just awesome working with you every single day, buddy.
No, likewise, buddy. I feel the exact same thing about you. And again, for those of you tune into Daryl's training, of course, Daryl and Maria keep putting out videos, content. They're 2 of the very best to ever do it in our space. By the way, I see Dean on here. Hello, Trevorium family. We are in Las Vegas, 34th floor, Planet Hollywood. Have fun, Dean. By the way, I see Kathy Haynes, Tyrone Haynes. Happy birthday, Kathy. It was great seeing you guys both poolside there in Cancun. By the way, Daryl, I think we're going to be coming to Vegas for a big show. I'm going to be going with Mr. David and Adela Hart. We might even be bringing the jet over. How about that? And so without any further ado.
Wait, Todd, do you see who's on here, right?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to take it to him.
Oh, I thought you were closing out, man. I thought you were ready to
No.
I thought the camera wasn't working.
I want to take it to our CEO and founder, who we got to spend time with in Cancun the last 5 days. David, it was absolutely epic. We've had people on here tonight, person after person, trying to describe just how incredible and magical this entire company is. So all of this, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for you and Adela. putting this together. So I don't want to take any more of your time. Take it away, sir.
What a great time we had in Cancun. You know, if I echo, I was not on, I just got on the Zoom. I had something come up and I couldn't be on tonight, unfortunately, but it's good to be on here at the end. And I have to tell you that what a great time we had in Cancun on that world tour. And you know, it was even better. You know what? I really enjoyed the training that we did on Friday. People showing up in flip-flops and shorts and you know, no PowerPoints, just people telling stories, talking from the heart, a lot of wisdom. And it was a great time. And I think a lot of people got a lot out of that. One of the greatest things about being a partner here at Travorium, when you go on these world tours, and if you go with the intention to market your business, go with the intention to get trained, it becomes a taxable event. And you can write that entire trip off, the airfare,